What's going on? It's bench press day. Oh yeah. Hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving. We did here over at the old Strength family. Oh, so I don't know about you. I got plenty of turkey in there. Got plenty of protein ready to rock and roll. Oh yeah. So just doing warm ups. I don't want to put you guys through some boring shit of warming up with the bar, warming up with 135 and all that. If you're not warming up, get your shit together and start warming up right. Go through some stretches. If you guys need to see those things, hit me down in the comments. Let me know that's some of the stuff that you want to see. I probably go through about 10 or 15 minutes before I even come on to this. But I figured now is the time to start throwing it up and showing you guys what's going on. So, anyways, let me hit this for warm up. Whew, yeah. So, like I said, going through, do your warm ups, take the time. I mean, that's one of the biggest things I see of people tearing pecs and fucking their shoulders up and just doing all kinds of crazy, stupid shit. Either they're at the gym and they want to show off to, I don't know, some girl who's not paying attention to them for damn sure, or they're just trying to rush it and show everybody else. Look, man, this is you. You're the one who's got to live in your body all the time. Take a couple of seconds. Well, be more of a couple of minutes, obviously. But make sure you got the green light from everything. Make sure the shoulders are good, triceps, lats. When you're benching, it's not just I'm working the pecs. That's all I'm working. I'm working the pecs. No, you're working a shit ton of stuff. Okay, do your body a favor. You want some longevity and durability? Do your body a favor. Warm up. So today I'll be going through a 6-4 regimen. Well, some of you might be asking, Scott, what the heck's a 6-4? I'm going to tell you what it is. So, what you're going to do is you're going to go through and work your way up to about 75%. About 75% of your 1 rep max. So what we want to do is go through and base it off that. My bench has gone down. We've been dieting and just kind of doing some stuff around here. And I haven't really been focusing on keeping my bench, up and up and up. Don't compete anymore, so it's still, still want to go through and have a strong bench. But it's not the end all be all anymore. With clients and work and family and all that, I just like to maintain and keep that durability, which hopefully you guys out there are trying to do the same. So anyways, you're going to do 75%, 80%, 6, 4, 6, 4, 6, 4. So what you're going to do is 6, 4, 6, 4, 6, max. When you max, it's just as many reps as you can get out. And you notice that's on the heavy side. Now there's going to be a little something at the end of this that I'm going to show you to work on, which really helps out for my fellow powerlifters and guys that are just wanting to get strong, and girls that are just dying to get strong out there that want to improve that bench press. We'll get to it at the end though. So still going through, still getting some warm-ups in. And again, focus on your technique. When the weights are lighter, you have a cooler head. All right, just hear me out on this. When you're going up, right? Let's just say you're above 90% of your max, okay? When you hit that and you unrack it, or maybe somebody's helping you, and you unrack it, there is just almost you're going off of reflex. What you've taught your body over and over and over and over and over with all the reps that you do, how to bench press, right? Well, you're not going to think clearly. You might think about it after the event, after you get done, that you either get it or you fail, but you're not thinking clearly through the event, okay? So if this makes sense, stick with me here. So when you're down around, I don't know, 315s, 60% or some shit like that, I don't know, I don't care. But when you're still going light, what you're going to work on is making sure everything feels good. When I'm unracking the bar, I can feel my lats stay tight, that I know I'm locked in here, that I'm not pushing my shoulders forward, that my lats are locked in tight, that my shoulders are dropped, that I can feel that I'm underneath that weight, my grip's right, everything feels locked in and tight. My leg drive, I feel like I'm pushing myself off the bench, yada, 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 yada. But you can keep that nice and tight, making sure I'm hitting the same spot every single freaking time. You teach yourself that through those lighter weights with the technique. So, ding, 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 when you hit that 90% and up, or when you try your max, everything is going to be there where it needs to be. So when you're trying to press, it's going to be there. So don't just carelessly just start throwing the weight around and, hey man, check this out, and you just go through and machine gun a bunch of reps out. No, think about it. We want to keep our cool. We want to make sure that technique feels good and see how long we can do that for. Once you start getting around, honestly, I would say you start getting over about 85%, getting close to that 90%, your brain not shuts off, but it starts to go more on reflex. Well, we're training the reflex, all right? So, So again, like I said, we're training the reflex. That's the whole name of the game of this. That's why these warm-ups are really good for technique. Okay, so that's one little piece of advice that I give a lot of people that I train with, and we go through, certain things. This is one of the biggest things. It doesn't have to just be bench press either. I mean, squats, deadlifts, curls, everything. Focus on that technique. So the technique will be there when you need it to be there on those big monster heavyweights, and you don't tear your pec, slip a disc, rupture, your hamstring or something like that. I mean, is it a guarantee that it's not going to happen? You're lifting weights. I mean, if you're sitting here and you're squatting 500, 600, 700 pounds, you should understand that bad things can happen. You're just trying to be as safe as you possibly can. Technique, 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 technique. That is one thing that I try to drive into everybody. You got to make sure that technique is down. And technique is one of the things where you can have just brute strength, which is great. I mean, bonus, but if your technique is shit, you're only going to be able to do it for so long until something happens. Like this. So I was ripping through weights when I was younger, and I kind of threw caution to the wind. Well, I pay for it a little bit more now. With friends and family and clients and all that, I can't help it, just technique, technique. So I'm gonna do another warm-up set. All right, now we're gonna start. So for me, it will be 365. Or no, because I'm down. Sorry. Brain fart, got to do a little math here. So I'm down actually. So I got to do 345. If my math serves me correctly. I got to do 345. I believe it's 345, 365. It's been a little bit, but this is basing it off of about 455, 460. So, and here's another tip. If you're benching, because right now, my bench right now is like 450. So what I'll do is, when I'm getting ready to try to hit that next level, these programs will take, God, they could take anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks, depending on how you're doing this. It could take 3, 4, whatever. It depends on how your body's acting. And I'm going slow here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this, and this is probably going to be more like a 4 to 6 week program for me. And yeah, people are going to look at it and go, well, it's only 10 pounds. Well, life also is involved. Got a 9 to 5 job, trying to keep our strength family, clientele up, running, and happy. And then when I got my time, getting this in as well. So I like to take a little bit more time, and I don't compete anymore. So if I can keep getting those weights back up, I'd like to get back to my 500 bench. We'll see. So anyways, this, like I said, is going to be 6 and 4. And if I'm doing my math right, now this is just all in my head, and I could be wrong because I am blonde, left-handed, and Polish, so I got a lot working against me. So I'm going to hit this, and we're going to begin. All right, well, that's round 1. So now I'm going to jump up to 365. Sorry, but I'm not on camera. Loading the weights up. And sorry that you guys are just on a post. Wish I could move you around. I wish I had somebody down here to help out set. But hey, we do what we can, right? Right. Get it done, baby. Oh yeah. So, like I said, hopefully you guys are out there doing well, getting your workouts done, getting everything in. And again, hit me down in those comments. Let me know some of the stuff you guys work on for, bringing up your bench, what you appreciate. Always looking for new things. Like I said, I've been doing this for, probably 3 decades. And I loved just getting my hands on anything at the time, like reading Arnold's first book, Bill Pearl. We used to read Powerlifting USA, anything that I could get my hands on. And luckily, my dad, amateur bodybuilder, and then he had a couple of friends that were, he had one main friend that was like a state champ powerlifter. And I got the opportunity to talk to him on a couple of things. And he gave me a couple of beginner tips, on benching. And I was just trying to soak up whatever I could. And just like, being 18 years old and obsessed with, I want big old monster arms, and, wanting to get 17-inch arms when I was, 17, 18 years old, and just trying anything I could, everything that I'd read from Arnold and, like I said, Bill Pearl, all the Muscle and Fitnesses and Flex, and, just anything I could get my hands on. I was just, why did they do this? Why are they doing this? So again, I'm always interested in what other people are doing, and, things that work for them, might work for others. Sometimes the stuff that I do doesn't work for you, and it works for me. Vice versa, but you gotta try. You gotta remember that. You gotta keep trying just new things, because all of a sudden something will hit, and it's like, man, that feels so good. I can't believe the difference it made. Above all, technique. Work on that technique. All right, round one is done. So we go back to 345, try to get it for another 6. And what this is going to do is, got to hide it on the shelf. This is going to help in that sense of just build that stamina to get to that point. You know, because this is honestly 75 and 80% more than what my max is. So I'm trying to sneak up on it, if that makes any sense. So I'm doing the 75, 80% of something that's about 10 pounds heavier than what I can do. So if I'm remembering it right, I believe it was 345, 365, and then your 85% I think is like 385. So working on that, you know, it's probably more like 77%, you know, whatever. But this is what I've done for a very, very long time. That's led me to keep progressing forward and forward and forward and onward and upward. So try to do the 10 pounds, like I was saying. If you jump that 10 pounds up from whatever your PR is, you start here at the 75, 80%, 6-4 routine, like I was saying. If you can make it through, all right? If you can't, well, then you need to reevaluate things, and maybe, you know, your stamina just isn't there. But this is going to help build that portion and build that stamina up. But if you do make it through, well, then we go to the next level. And like I said, there's subtle levels to this to eventually get you to gain that 10 pounds. Now, if you're a newbie, and we all know this, I mean, well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. If you're a newbie, you gain strength like freaking now. It's just like, you know, if I got somebody in who's, you know, maybe been lifting for a year and they kind of, you know, they know the basics, and then I start showing them technique and getting them moving, I mean, within a short period of time, say a 3-month program that I got them on, I've had guys that are, you know, man, I can bench 185. Well, by the time we're done, it's like, man, I'm benching 2 1/4. How did I do that? One's a technique, and then it's all different types of programs. This is one program, but this is a very basic one. I hope it works out for you guys. Please give it a try. And again, hit me down in that comment. Let me know if this works for you and if it's something that you like. And if you want more and you want to know what the next level is from this, if you make it, hit it up. All right, so back to 6. We do this for 3 rounds, all right? So it's your 6, 4, 6, 4, 6 max, all right? So this is 3 rounds. So if you really think of how much you're getting in, you're doing 18 reps with 75% of a 10-pound increase over your PR. That's pretty good. And then you're doing your 4s. Then you're doing a dozen at 80%. 10 pounds over your PR. And then that last one, well, you're going for glory. So if you can get 5 and you squeak out a 5, great, that's 13. If you can get 6, you're doing pretty damn good. You know, you will get maybe 1 more, maybe 2 more, things like that. But again, I'm going to show you a little trick at the end that's going to really help push the pecs up. Push the pecs up. Pump the pecs up. Yeah, the pectoral muscle, I get it pumped. But we're going to work on doing that as well. And again, I'm going to show you a little technique to get a couple more out, and I'll explain why it's good at that time. So, all right, round 2. Ugh. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hello. So, didn't feel too bad. Oh, all right. 265 back on. Here we go. Whew. All right, now, and again, when you guys are doing this, please tell me you're getting in your food, getting your protein in and all that. Make sure you're eating and not eating garbage. Oh, I don't know about all the pre-workouts and all that stuff. I don't take anything. I haven't taken pre-workouts in 15 years. Always didn't like the crash that I got from them. Now I will say this, I'll take my creatine. I also take, Evolution Athletics, Brian Shaw. He has an awesome recovery. If you guys haven't tried it, you know, for somebody who's in his 40s, it has really, really helped joints. I ain't talking joints, man. But your joints, and I would honestly say it almost feels like ligaments, tendons, muscles, just general recovery. It has been great. It has been really, really awesome stuff. And then salts for electrolytes, things like that. That's about it. My branched chain amino acids. Other than that, I don't take any stimulants. I never found the need to. I always found that I would crash from it, and like the beginning workout would be great, and then by the time I start getting to the end, you shouldn't be yawning and just, you know, I'm ready to go home. You shouldn't be like that. I mean, after a while of, you know, your heart pumping and working with some heavy weights and all that, I mean, you should be able to get a little, you know, get a little bit of energy kicking in. And if you're not, well then I would start looking at the food that you're eating, and it's maybe not giving you the energy you need when it's time to start lifting. Food for thought. Haha, food for thought. Haha. All right, here we go. Round number 2. Whew, got a little wobbly on that one. Oh yeah. But that's round 2. So, like I said, you want to see if you can make it through this. Because again, this is 10 pounds over, you know, where the max should be. You're working a little heavier than you should, but that's the point. We want to grow. You know, we want the body to be like, what are you throwing at us? Oh shit, we don't know. We got to start building muscle. Just like building calluses on your hands. So at that point, like I said, it's like building calluses on your hands. After a while, they get bigger, they get stronger. Your body's got to adapt to the situation that you're throwing at it. So if you keep repping 2 1/4 over and over and over and over and over, well, your body's going to get adapted to that. Now, not to say when I get done with this, if I want to do burnouts, go down to, I wouldn't go 2 1/4, probably like 275, but if I wanted to go to 2 1/4 and just go, okay, I want to get 30, 40 reps, you know, something like that, well, then you're just going to go to town and you're going to make bench press become cardio. You know, you're really going to get that heart pumping. You know, is it beneficial? Yeah, everything's got its place. But at that point, but again, at that point, if that was all you did, now keep in mind, the whole gist of this is to increase the strength and increase our bench press, okay? That is the title to this whole freaking thing. If you just sit there and you bench 185, 2 1/4, and you're just trying to do it just over and over and over and over and over, you might gain 1, 2, 3, 4. You never know. But you're not gonna gain, okay, If I would have sat there and benched 2 1/4 25 years ago, I can tell you flat out right now, I would not be able to, get a PR over 500 pounds. You're not going to do it. The central nervous system has to get shocked. The fact that, the rest of the body, everything that's secondary compared to the primary, has to get built up. Don't get caught up in this, well, I did 20 reps at 2 1/4, so that means I should be able to bench press, 350. I guarantee you, if that is all that person did, you threw 350 on that bar, most likely it would be so unfamiliar that as soon as it would come down, it wouldn't go back up. And even taking it off, it'd be like, oh my God, the whole way down. There's going to be that panic. And remember what I said in the beginning of this, keeping your cool, working on technique, doing all that. Well, Scott, if you work on your technique at 2 1/4, well then, when you do 350, well, that just means the technique's fine. No, it's not, because your body ain't going to know what the hell's coming at it. It's the same thing if you can bench press 315. I throw 405 on that bench, and all of a sudden I go, take it off and pull it to your chest. The whole time, your body's going to be going in fight or flight and going, this is the wrong thing to do. Fuck this. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And you're going to panic, right? That's the point of going up and through. That's why we do doubles, singles, triples, because we want to get our bench to rise and keep going and keep going and keep going. So there's a time and a place for everything. Getting in big reps and all that to help, build a massive chest or build big pecs. Yeah, great. It does. I'm not going to argue that. It does. But imagine having your bench, even at 345, imagine having your bench there. So that means you're doing reps with probably like 245. Okay, well imagine if you could do 245 for sets of 12 or 15. Are you gonna be able to build a good chest, a big, full pec? Yeah, now imagine doing that at 315. You think you could build a good set of pecs at 315? Yeah. Or you can sit there at 185, 2 1/4 and all that. So you gotta work your way up. Both of them work together. Bodybuilding, powerlifting, you put those two together, they work better together than separate. So again, food for thought. So let's get this next one done. Let me get the damn lid on the bottle. I swear to God, it's not vodka. Hold on. All right. All right, 6 good ones. All right, there's those 6. My face red? My face red? Ooh. Oh. I can feel it. Ooh, it's the turkey. Too much turkey. Yeah. What is it? Tryptophan or whatever the hell makes you sleepy? Yeah. Takes a couple pounds off your bench. I'm gonna stick with that. Yeah. Tryptophan or whatever the hell it is. Tripped on the fan. So, this one, being the last set, again, as many as you can get, and I'm feeling it. Whew. So again, now this one, this is your heavy, this is your 80% of the 10 pound over your personal or wherever your PR is at this moment. So at that point, you want to get as many as you can get. Now this is the tip. All right. Some of you might have noticed as I'm doing this that it's like, hey man, you're holding your breath. Okay, well, I am. One of the reasons why, main reason why, like a swimmer, they'll pack their lungs and they'll get everything ready to go before they go dive. Why? Because you can get the most oxygen before you dive in the pool, before you start pressing. Right? Right, okay. Now again, this is my 2 cents. I'm sure there's people out there that are all blah, 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 whatever. This is what got me over 500 pounds on a bench press. So I'm gonna stay with what I know works for me. And again, give it a try. If it doesn't work for you, well, I'm sorry it didn't work for you. But anyways, we're gonna take those breaths. And we're really gonna work the lungs, try to get as much oxygen in as we possibly can. Now, we take it off. On this one, you're gonna notice that I'm not getting full range. I'm gonna get a 3/4 range. So I'm gonna go from here to here, or I'm sorry, from like here instead of there, I'm gonna go to about there, all right? So instead of fully locked, I'm gonna be right about here. What that's gonna do is, what you need to feel is, when your tricep starts to engage, when you feel that tricep starts to engage, stop, go back down. What I wanna do is I wanna fatigue the pecs out first, okay? When you guys have benched, all right, and this will make sense. When you guys have benched, how many times, once you're done, you're failed, you're cooked, you're done, you know? Your triceps are what fail. And you try to go for that one extra. Say you got a spotter. Well, hopefully you do, because if you don't, then you wouldn't be watching this video. You got your spotter. You go down, well, you can get to that stick point and you just can't finish it out. So that means the chest has still got some left in the tank, but the triceps are toast. Follow me? So what do? How can we get a little bit more out of the pecs? All right? How can we fatigue the pecs out? 3/4 rep. We work that 3/4 rep on a full breath. You're using the breath as the governor to tell you when to stop doing these 3/4 reps, and this is how. So you take the breath, you do as many as you can get, pump them out, many as you can get. I'm trying for 4, because it's the 6-4 routine, right? But we're going for max. So I'm gonna try to get maybe 5, I don't know if I'll get 6, but maybe 5 or 6. And I'm gonna work the 3/4, and when I feel that kind of a panicky fight or flight feeling, that's gonna make me drive through and push that sucker all the way to the top. Then I'm gonna take as many breaths as I need. I'm not on the clock, I'm not working. So at that point, take as much time as you need. Get those breaths in, right? Now start cranking them one at a time, full rep range, what I call touch and go or tag, all right? Now this is, again, what I do with a lot with my clients or people I'm lifting with one-on-one, where I'll just tag, you're it. Then it's full range, touch and goes. Then, one big breath in, let it out. You let it out and you take it in at the top. You do not take it in or let it out as you're moving, okay? I mean, obviously, if you're about ready to pass out and die and you're going up, you know, let it out like a pressure cooker. Don't just completely let it out. Try to and let it out like a pressure cooker. That's still gonna keep your abdominals tight and your core tight for that last little bit to maybe get it out, okay? So, hold the breath, 3/4 reps, right? Lock it up. At that point, take as many breaths as you need. We're gonna boom, boom, and you're gonna take a full breath in, breath out. Full breath in, breath out. And you're gonna go until you do max. Now, this is gonna help get you maybe 1 or 2 extra reps. How does that beneficial? I shouldn't have to explain how the hell that's beneficial. So if all of a sudden you can get a couple more reps out of something that you're only supposed to do maybe 4 with, well, guess what? It helps you out big time. Now, you can do this on burnouts. You can do it pretty much anywhere you want. But once you start hitting about that 90% to where you're maybe doing a double, triple, do it at your own leisure. I'm not gonna say you should do it, because I've done it before where I've done doubles that way, where I've been stuck just getting a single, and I've gone and worked through it and been able to get a double. And then I work it up to where I get a double at complete full range. It's gonna help you get through those little bit of plateaus. All right, so enough talking. Let's get our last set done. All right. So, as you can see, I did 3, took that breath, got my 4th, and then took 1 big breath, got a 5th. So, is it great and fantastic? No, not really. I should be 10 repping this crap. But again, I wanted to get you guys in this video, and I really haven't been hitting my bench that hard. And for me, no offense to everybody else, but to me, I mean, for me, this is not extremely crazy weight. It feels like it right now, I can tell you that, but I mean, it's 365. I remember doing sets of 15 with this, but again, you know, cry me a river. You got to start somewhere, you know. It is a little hard to the ego, you know, when you're sitting here doing stuff that, you know, would be easy, and it's not. It just lets me know, it humbles you, or humbles me. And, you know, hey, we all got to start back at some point, and this is where I'm back at. So I'm glad you guys stayed with. Hopefully you stuck the whole video out. If you have, hey man, really, thank you very much. It means a whole lot to me. Hopefully some of the stuff that I've given you guys in this video have been good, helpful tips. And like I said, give them a try. Hit me up in the comments, let me know. Please like, subscribe, you know, send it out to your friends. We're just trying to build the show up. Yeah, that's a fucking show. We're just trying to build the channel up. And again, I mean, this is Strength Family. It's all about fitness, you know, beyond powerlifting, beyond bodybuilding, you know, strongman, MMA. We love everything of that, of just staying active, staying, you know, fit, keeping yourself in shape. You know, we're creatures. We're supposed to be doing this stuff. So stay strong, stay safe. Remember, technique, technique, technique. All right? All right. See you guys on the next one.